I'm now going to demonstrate the proper operation and cleaning of the griddle. The cleaning process is rather detailed, and I'll spend most of the time going over that. But to turn the griddle on, there are 3 knobs here along the front that have 2 burners on either side of them. If I want to heat up the entire grill, I must turn all 3 of these knobs. It will take approximately 15 minutes to 20 minutes for this to preheat. Therefore, if you're going to be using it, come in, turn that on first, and then go assembling your mise en place. Once you have preheated it, safety with this, the entire unit is going to get hot, as well as the cook surface, the backsplash, the front, the face of it. So you want to be careful you are not touching this with any part of your skin. Keep your sleeves rolled down. Burns on this are going to be common if you keep your sleeves rolled up with all of the splatters that are going to be on there. This is essentially like a giant saute pan. I can just do a much larger amount of product on it at a time and get it done a lot quicker. Once you are ready to begin cooking, you want to have a few utensils to use to turn your product, one of which would be a pair of tongs, or you can use a metal spatula to flip your product over. Just be careful not to flip the product from a high elevation and drop it. You want to keep everything close to the griddle here. Do not have the product 10 to 12 inches off. You are going to splatter yourself with hot grease. When you're ready to clean the machine, the first thing you want to do is to come over and turn it off by turning these 3 knobs off. Then you're going to need a couple different things to properly clean it. First, you're going to need the surgical mask, which will be placed over your ears, covering your mouth and your nose. You're also going to need safety glasses. If you wear reading glasses, you do not need to use the safety glasses. The reading glasses will be sufficient. You will need the blue-handled griddle pads. Okay, these are going to hold our screens in place when we are scrubbing the griddle. You will also need long green chemical gloves to protect your arms. And the chemical that we will use to clean is this heavy-duty oven and grill cleaner. Once you're ready to begin the cleaning process, the first thing you need to do is get a container of water to cool the griddle down. Normally this is going to be hot. The griddle runs at about 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and you need to cool it down in order to be able to put the chemical on. If I do not properly cool this down, I am not going to be able to put the oven cleaner on there because it is going to boil over on the griddle and it won't actually stay on it. Again, to cool the griddle down so that you can clean it, just take your water. Normally if this was hot, you would see a lot of steam coming off of here. You want to make sure that the griddle stays clean. Okay? When you are scrubbing it, try and keep as much debris out of your way as possible. On the bottom of the griddle, we have this scraper. You can scrape anything that might be stuck on there off. Keep a little bit of moisture on the griddle. Have a container of water handy so that when you put the griddle pad on, if it dries up, you can add more water. Again, if this is very hot, you're going to need to be careful of the steam. Your oven cleaner is what is going to remove all of the soil from your griddle. So put about 2-3 cups on, and then you're ready to begin scrubbing. When you scrub this, you want to scrub in a circular pattern the entire griddle. This will come sparkling clean every time you clean it or you use it. There should not be any residual dirt, food, soil, or contaminants left on the griddle. Again, it will come completely clean. Continue to scrub until the entire griddle is clean and silver again. Again, make sure the griddle is off That should be the first thing you do so you begin the cooling process. Notice the drip pan in the pot that I have placed here on the floor. It is essential that you do this. If you do not, as you start dumping water onto the griddle, it is not going to, or the drip pan, which is the pan here that is leaning, is going to overflow and it will spill behind the griddle. So you want to make sure that you have that pan leaning over the stock pot. That way you ensure that the water will drain out. Again, you're going to be using a large amount of water with this. So again, that drip pan will continue to fill, and once I start filling or putting water on this, you're going to see it overflowing. This entire process should take you no more than 20 minutes if you do it properly. Now I'm going to begin rinsing all of the cleaner off of here, and at this point you're going to see the tray at the bottom here start to fill up and overflow. When I'm rinsing, I'm using hot water. I do not want to use cold water because if there's any residual grease on the griddle, it will solidify and it will not properly rinse all the chemical off. Again, you can see this drip pan here straining or draining into the stock pot. Make sure that the stock pot is properly aligned under that so it does not spill on the floor. After you've rinsed all the chemical off, down below we have a squeegee. Starting on the left, moving to the right, squeegee the water off. It is imperative that you get all of the cleaner, the oven cleaner, and the water off of the griddle. If you do not, it will be left behind, and then your food will taste like oven cleaner. And obviously that's not a flavor that we want on our food. Again, you can see how nice and clean this is. This is how it's going to look every time we clean this unit. You do not want to leave any lingering food because then you start to get a buildup. Once you have completed squeegeeing off the griddle, make sure that the squeegee is clean, wiped down. If necessary, run it through the dishwasher and then it needs to put back. The griddle is not done at this point, even though it looks clean. I'm going to take one of my rags that we use for cleaning, and I'm going to go along and wipe off the griddle. Again, you want to make sure that all of the chemical is not on here anymore, and that you rinse it off very well. You can see that the soil that I am getting off of the griddle just by wiping it. You want to do this a couple times, again, to ensure that you do not have any more chemical left behind. If the backsplash gets dirty, which is this metal piece protruding around the top, we will use a metal scrubby, scrub that down, and then again, wipe it down. This entire unit will need to be cleaned. We will wipe the face of the griddle down. We will get one of our red cleaning buckets, put some detergent in it, and clean all areas of the griddle, as well as the shelving, any of the legs, the side, around the drip pan. Once I have completed that step, I need to get rid of the pot. This stock pot is going to be heavy. If you cannot properly lift this by yourself, you need to get somebody to help you. There is still water in this drip pan that has chemical in it. If this comes into contact with my skin, it will burn me. I will get a chemical burn. It has a substance called lye in it, which is an acid. If the drip pan has a lot of soil products in it, food tidbits, let's make sure we run that through the dishwasher. When you're lifting, again, if you can't lift this on your own, ask somebody to help you. If you can, bend your knees, not your back, and take it to the dishwasher. Once you dump it into the drain at the dishwasher, you will take the pot over to the pot sink. If it is hot, let them know that. And make sure when you place the pot over there, it is not placed in the aisleway, it is out of the way so people can walk around. The last thing that we need to do is to put all of our equipment away. The green chemical gloves can go into the laundry with our towels. The blue handled griddle screen holders may be run through the dishwasher. The griddle screens need to be thrown away. We do not reuse these. And the masks must also be thrown away. We do not reuse them.